Welcome back to Power CEOs, the truth behind the business. If you're just tuning in, you're going to want to go to nowmedia.tv and check out the first part of today's segment because we have been talking about artificial intelligence, technology, and healthcare. And we're here with Shubho Chatterjee. And before the break, he was describing what exactly is generative AI, and we were about to dive into how it can help healthcare. So Shubho, if you want to dive right in and give us an illustration of what that might look like in a healthcare application.
Yes. So we talked about, generative AI, we talked about the LLMs. And so the LLMs have been trained, I don't know, maybe for the last 6, 8, 10 years on the entire corpus of the body of available data on the web, which is about 1.5 trillion data points. It's huge, okay? And so the current state is ChatGPT, as we know, was released in November of 2022. And then you've got also Google Bard and a couple of others from Meta and image processing generative AI tools. So how does it help, or how can we use it in healthcare? So first of all, before we kind of look into very specific case studies, let's kind of look at what is important. So basically, as we all have heard of the saying, garbage in, garbage out, meaning that your training data, whatever you train it on, is the most critical. And the ability to train, the infrastructure required to train, because the responses that you're going to get from the training model will exactly be proportional to the quality of the training data. So be very, very mindful. And we're going to talk about that a little later, okay? So in healthcare, you could have uses in multiple areas. And the first area that I'm going to talk about will be in physician offices or for nurse practitioners, etc., in creating case summaries for physicians in electronic health records or in electronic medical records. We all know, that a physician spends about 2 hours a day plus at the end of their long day inputting text data. And even, the nurse practitioners do the same and creating patient summary. So all of this can be done by using generative AI chatbots through, appropriate training, etc., to assist the physician in completing the case summaries. And obviously, you have to make sure that there are guardrails behind that, such as, that the summary is correct and so on and so forth. That's the first area. And we can, there's not enough time, but if need be, we could go into the details. The second area is assist in the diagnosis and treatment of patients. So generative AI models can be trained. I mean, there's vast amounts of knowledge and data available, on healthcare, on every segment of healthcare. So depending on the type of specialty, for example, you can train it accordingly, and that system can be then used to assist the healthcare providers in accurate diagnosis, assessment, and making recommendations. Now, please be mindful that I'm not saying at all that they're going to preempt the physician or the practitioner. It's an assistive tool. So
Absolutely.
the whole notion is to make things efficient, cut down on the time, and help the physician and the nurse practitioner.
Absolutely. So in every use case that you're sharing, the human element doesn't go away. What we're doing is we're farming out the research. We're farming out a lot of the day-to-day tasks, the mundane aspect of it, the pulling of the data. It's still important and imperative for the clinician to make their clinical diagnosis based on the data. What we're talking about is getting better data faster to make better decisions more rapidly, but it doesn't take that away from the clinician. We are going to shift focus for just a moment, and then we'll get right back into this conversation after we have our tech tip of the week.